The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you had a great rest of the last week, as well as you had a wonderful weekend. Now, if you can hear me, please raise your hand. All right, Katie, Marissa, Max, very good. Any others? Marissa, very good. Thank you. All right, if you can see my screen, please raise your hand. Good, Katie, Max, Nathan, Marissa, very good. Okay, well, let's get started. Make sure, first off, you have the Scratch software open and you have your game that we started from last class, the two-player Pong game. We'll be working with that. A trick I want to show you is that if you accidentally delete something, all right, and you don't like that, you can go up to Edit and Undelete. It's kind of a helpful little trick, as well as remember to save frequently and save often. All right, so we don't end up missing our work. Okay. Now, just a review. This two-person Pong game, we're going to be having the ball cross the screen. When the paddle hits the ball will bounce sideways, as well as the ball hits the miss zones or dead zones or whatever we want to call them. We're going to eventually put a scoring system in so that you can end up with an eventual winner. And then we're going to have the ball, every time it hits the dead zone, the miss zone, it will reset. Okay? Yes, Max. Yes, Max.
How do you open up your files? How do you open up your files?
I believe it's under go to my stuff. And
my stuff?
Yes, and it has all your projects, as you can see.
What is that? My stuff?
I need you to follow.
My stuff?
I need you to watch the screen. All right, and I'll show you once again.
Yeah.
Okay. File. Go to my stuff.
Okay, I see.
And then it will have a list of every single project that you've started. As you can see, here are all my different projects I've started from all the classes. All right.
Wait, I don't see this thing that says view the project. I don't see that thing.
I don't understand what your question is.
Like, if you go back, can you go back? I don't see this thing that says see inside. I don't see that.
You don't have this.
All I see is view all on top of Scratch News. I don't have that page.
Did you click on create yet?
Oh, no. Okay. Create.
Yep.
Then you click
file.
Yeah, I'm trying to click. Okay, see inside. I'm clicking it and it's not popping up. Yeah, nothing's popping up when I click see inside.
I'm not sure what.
Here it is. I have it. Okay, go to my stuff.
Your internet's lagging. That's what the issue is.
Okay, yeah. And then it's the one with the background, right?
I don't know what you named it.
Okay, I found it.
All right. You remember, it's always helpful to make sure you name your codes. Okay?
Okay.
It makes it easier in moments like this. All right. Thank you. All right. So let's get moving. Last class, you had to make a series of sprites. You had a stage that you created, a ball, a left paddle, a right panel, a left miss side, a right miss side. Now, the one suggestion I'm going to give you, it's very helpful if you have all of your sprites named, because when we start using touch and other components from the sprite palette of programming codes, it will pick names based off of what you name everything, right? And as well as we made our two paddles. We created code that allowed them to move left and right. In this case, this would be your right paddle with two if statements that allow it to move up and down. And then you, on your own, you went ahead and you made the left one as well. Okay. Yes, Katie?
On my program, when I was playing, the ball would, once it hit the background, it wouldn't just stop, and it would just keep bouncing off the background.
Have we told it to stop if it touches the background?
Yes.
I don't believe so.
I told it to stop all.
But if you tell it to stop all, you have to tell it how it interacts with it. Have you told it how it's interacting with it?
Yeah, because my background's pink, I told it once it hits pink to stop all. Once the ball hits pink, to stop all.
Did you work ahead?
Maybe a little.
Okay, so I don't know exactly where you're at because we're on a different code. We're not on the single player.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Yes, Marissa.
Were we, like, for the one that we're working on now with the soccer ball or whatever ball, the one that we're working on now, were we supposed to build the code that's on the screen right now?
Yes, we did this last class.
Okay, then I must have missed something.
All right. Best thing I'll tell you is the code is already up on Edmodo, and you can get that later on and just follow along with what we're doing tonight.
Well, I know the code.
Okay.
I've built something like that before.
All right, then. Awesome. Thank you. Yes, Henry.
What do you want us to do now?
I was just answering questions. We're going to be moving ahead in a moment.
Oh, okay.
We did this last class.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, and then we ended up with two paddles that moved up and down based off the y-axis. Now, from here on out, we're working with the ball, and all we're doing with each continuous slide is adding on to it. All right. So last class, we got the ball pointing in a direction of 90, and then it's moving 10 steps if it's on the edge of bouncing. Now, what I need you all to do is put an if statement into this. Now, this is where, when you use the touching code, what'll end up, you'll end up doing, and I'm going to show you the progression. You'll create the code with the touching the right paddle. Create the code for the left paddle. And as you can see, it's all within the same forever loop under the ball. You're not making any separate codes. This is just adding on continuously. We're breaking it down into smaller steps to make it easier to process. Okay? So what I want you to do now is to go ahead and make these two steps. Now, it's very important very important that you don't put this if statement within the first if statement. And this is why we call that an embedded if. If we do this for an embedded if, it's an if statement within an if statement, it gets confusing. What we're doing here under the ball code is giving the ability for the ball to interact with the paddles, okay? If you understand what you are doing, and once you're done, please let me know. Please raise your hand if you understand these instructions. Once again, I will ask the question. If you understand the instructions, please raise your hand. Evan, continue. Henry, continue. Max. Taha, very good. All right, Nathan, we call on you. Nathan, do you not understand what you're supposed to do? Nathan, you're unmuted. You did not raise your hand, Nathan, so I'm checking to see if you're okay. Zach, you didn't raise your hand. Is there something wrong?
No, I just put it down.
Okay, thank you. All right, let me check up on Katie. Katie, do you understand what you have to do?
Is this code for the ball?
Yes, it's the code for the ball.
Oh. Okay.
Marissa, do you understand what you're doing?
No, so this is the code that we were supposed to build for the ball, not the code that I asked the question about a few minutes ago?
This is for the ball.
Then what was the other code for?
That was for the paddles. That's what we did on Wednesday. Wednesday of last week.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And I'll give you the same suggestion I did earlier. If you did not have those codes, please go to the PDF file in Modo and you can get the rest of those codes from last class.
Okay.
Okay. Basically,
Oh wait, I did do that. Okay, never mind.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Yes, Henry.
I finished, but I don't think it's working.
Why do you have that hypothesis?
Because it keeps going like in a simultaneous oval.
Is it touching the paddles?
I think so. I'm not sure.
If it's bouncing off, is it bouncing off your
Even
paddles?
No, it'll still keep doing it even if
So
it'll keep doing the same thing whether or not it's hitting the paddles or not.
So it goes through your paddles?
I think so.
You would know if it would go through. Is it literally going through the paddle?
Yeah.
Or is it hitting it and bouncing off the paddle?
It is. It's gone through. Let me see if it does the same thing if I put if touching the color. And I'll make the things two different colors.
Do you have an if? Are these if statements not within the? Are they separate from one another?
Yes.
Because if the if statement's within the if statements, it's not going to work correctly. And you have your point and directions correct directions.
Yes.
Do you have it touching the names of the paddles?
Well, I accidentally named mine Paddle 1 and Paddle 2, so now I don't know which one's the right and which one's the left.
That's your issue right there.
Is the W and the S the left or the right?
That's the left. It's based off the area of your keyboard. Now the thing is, if you set them up as sprites and then went back and changed the names after you already put this code together, it's not going to work. You're going to have to reset it.
Okay.
So like if these were originally sprite 1 and sprite 2, for example, and then I went and changed them to right paddle and left paddle, I have to make sure I go back and change it.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, the code doesn't automatically reset itself. You have to manually do that.
Okay.
Okay? Does that make sense, Henry?
Okay.
Okay. Very good.
Yeah, I think I fixed it, but now it's glitching. Okay.
Yeah, because what was probably happening
Thank you.
is when you changed the names of it, it wasn't recognizing those names as the original ones. So it's looking for those sprites, but you changed the name, so it's just going to go right through them.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Henry. All right, Katie's done. All right. Max is done. Zach is done. Taha is done. Very good. Okay, we got 4 out of 8 people finished. I'm going to go on and see. Nathan's done 2, so we got 5. All right, Marissa's done, so we got, what's that, 6 now out of 8. Yes, Max.
Didn't we already do this last Wednesday? Because I remember doing it last Wednesday.
I'm going to give you, someone else answered this question from before. I had one of my classes go ahead.
Oh, okay.
They were by like 2 slides, but I've had a lot of people the last few weeks they're bouncing back and forth between classes.
Okay, yeah, and then I have another question. How do you name a sprite?
Hold on 1 second. Okay. Let's pick something here. Click on the I for info, and you can change the name. Do you see that?
Oh.
I just named him a bunch of random letters.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So now you see how I took the name away?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Marissa and Katie, what are you doing on Saturday? You're doing NXT Robots. Introduction into NXTs. Okay, let's move forward. Okay. All right, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to add on to the same ball code, we're going to add another if statement. Now, what I want you to recognize here, we're also adding a series of show here in the top under the point direction after when clicked. And what we're going to be doing here is that this if statement contains an and or. If either condition is true, then the statement is true and the code below will be executed. So what I want you to do is add another if statement into your code, as well as you're going to be using from the operators, the green or, and then ToTouch for your red areas, okay? I need my red area sprites left miss ball, right miss ball. So whatever you named yours, you should be good to go on that. And then high, then it goes to coordinate X0, coordinate Y40, wait for 0.5 seconds, then show again. Okay? If you understand my instructions, please raise your hand. All right, very good. Please type in the message board when you're finished. Thank you. To answer your question, Katie, I do not know right now. Katie, this is as large as I can make the screen. Yes, Marissa.
Okay, I thought you like couldn't see me anymore, but anyway, what section are the purple things in? Like the show, the hide, and yeah, like the show and the hide.
The purple area. They're literally purple. Hold on one second. It's under more blocks. No. It's under looks. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Literally, the best way, and I mean, that I end up remembering all of. I just look at the colors. They're all color coordinated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Zach, what is left side miss ball, right side miss ball? Those are the red bars that I created. I named mine. Whatever yours are named, Zach, that's what you would put in there. Does that make sense, Zach? Zach, do you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get
It's
it.
always a great habit to name all your sprites. And whatever you name them, you would pick the names of them, okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Remember, please let me know once you're done. Right. Taha's done great. Yes, Max.
Which sprite is this for?
We're still on the ball.
Yeah, this looks a lot different from what I have.
Did you work ahead?
No.
This all we did was add this set of code on from last time.
Yeah, I already had a third if then. At top, I didn't have point in the direction 90 degrees, and it's just like a completely different from what I have.
We just been adding on all class, Max.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
So just delete everything and do this.
Okay.
I mean, that's probably the easiest fix.
Okay.
Okay, because all we've been doing all class is just adding on to this code.
Okay.
Okay, thanks. Oh. Yes, Henry?
I have a question. Instead of adding the redoing it every time, can I just can I do something else?
I don't understand your question.
I don't want to keep doing it every time. It says go to 040, wait 5 seconds, and then show again. I'm pretty sure that means redo it. Every time it hits the thing, then it's going to just wait 5 seconds, and then it's going to redo it. You keep going.
It's
Play
because
again.
what we're
Instead,
doing, because what we're doing is we're setting the game up to keep score.
oh,
So
Okay.
it's resetting because when you're playing someone, it will reset for you to play your next round.
okay.
So that's where we're going. I mean, if you want to change,
Okay.
you can do that, but that's where we're headed. We're going to be making scoreboards
Okay.
tonight as well. Does that
Okay.
give you a better
Okay.
understanding of why we're doing it this way?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Marissa? You're finished?
I have a question. With my when I do my soccer ball, it when I click the green flag, it like only goes back and forth. It doesn't go up or down.
Have we told it to go up and down?
By the sound of your voice, I don't think so.
Yep, that's the key. We haven't told it yet.
Oh, okay, that's why.
Yeah,
I was
right
wondering
now.
why it was going back and forth.
Yeah, right now we've only had the ball go left and right.
Okay.
Yep. Very good. All right. Let's move on. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you, I want everyone to pay attention. We're actually going to delete the code that we just created. You might be wondering, why are we doing that? This is why. And kind of with the questions that Marissa and Henry asked, I'll just explain it to you. There's an advantage of not having those together. With the previous slide here, either one, if you touch either the left side of the red or the right side of the red, it's going to end the game. What we want to end up doing is taking that away and replacing it with two separate if statements for each side. With the right and the left of the red, I've called them right miss ball and left miss ball. You can call them whatever you've named those sprites. Now, the main reason we're doing that is this, and I'm going to show you the next slide. And as I was explaining to Henry, we are going to be keeping score. If you are playing against someone and both of them are clumped together, you can't take a individual score because of the way the code's set up. It's only going to give you one group score. We want to have individual scores, which in the next slide, that's what we're going to end up doing. We're going to use variables to create scores. So if I'm playing Henry, for example, and Henry hits the ball into my red area, he will get a point. Or excuse me, I will lose a point. Where if I hit in Henry's red zone, he would lose a point. Now, in the previous code, here, it's going to hit and we're both going to lose a point. So it's always going to be basically a draw. All right? What I want you to do is delete this if, or, then, and create two separate if statements. All right? If you understand what you're going to do here, please raise your hand. And the main point of us doing this was to show you that, hey, you can do this multiple ways, but your sequencing has to be very specific if you want a certain outcome, okay? Now, if you have a question, please raise your hand. If not, please go ahead and let me know once you are done. Yes, Katie.
Can I show my screen because my thing kept on glitching and it wasn't good.
Can I show it after
was
everyone
doing
is
something.
while everyone else is finished with this code first?
What?
I will let you show your screen once everyone else is done with this code.
Okay. Maybe
Okay.
it'll be better if I do this code. I don't know.
What is the issue
Okay, thank you.
with your code currently?
Well, it'll go touch my paddle, and then it'll disappear and then come back, and then it'll hit the other paddle, and then it'll disappear and come back.
If it hits the paddle or if it hits the red?
If it hits the paddle.
I think one of your shows or hides are in the wrong locations. You probably don't have the right sprite picked. You shouldn't have the paddles picked. You should have the red, whatever you name the red areas. That's what it should be named. All right?
Okay.
Try that out.
All right.
Yes, Marissa.
Okay, so we delete the code and then we build the code that we can see right now.
Yes, ma'am. Just all I deleted was, look here. You see this if statement? The third
Yeah,
if
that
statement?
one right there.
Remove it and then build these 3 and 4 if statement. The
So
third.
you delete that one and then 3 and 4 ish.
Yes, that's the only difference.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Marissa. Okay, Henry's done. Zach is done. Thank you. I see Evan has his hand raised. Yes, Evan, finished? You're unmuted, Evan. All right. Henry, finished?
Yes, but I'm trying it out and it's not working because it'll the ball will hit the paddle, but then it'll go it'll start glitching and then it'll hit the goal and it'll disappear and then it'll start back up and go in the other direction, hit the paddle and then hit the goal and disappear.
Okay, that's exactly what we want it doing. If it hits the red areas,
Right?
we want it to disappear.
No, but even if it hits the paddle, then it's still going through.
What you need to check is the same thing I was telling Katie, is the touching. Make sure your sprites you have the right sprite selected. On the third and
Okay.
fourth if statement, it's not for the paddles. The third and fourth if statements are for the red areas that you created.
Yeah.
Is that what's incorrect?
I don't think so. Because it's just going through the paddles, that's all.
Did you name all your sprites?
Yes.
Did you name them after the fact you made the code or before you made your code?
Which code?
Any of it.
The paddle code?
Any of it.
I think so.
But which one? It was a or question. Did you make it before or after?
I think after.
That's probably the issue. You need to go back and change all the touchings and reset them. Within Scratch, Scratch does not.
Would it work? Would it work if I just duplicated?
All you need to do, Henry, is this. Do you see how my crab? I'm gonna rename my crab.
It's not there yet. My screen doesn't show your screen. Okay, now I see it.
I named it crab. Okay. Now I'm gonna go back to sensing, touching. Now, do you see how this says sprite 1? All right, okay?
Okay.
All right, now sprite 1 is cat. Now watch. If I go and change this to cat, okay? And I go back to my crab, did this change?
No, sir.
It still says sprite 1. That's what I'm trying to explain. When we name our sprites, we have to do it early on because it does not change. So then it wants to do what you have it do, but it's still looking for sprite 1. Does sprite 1 exist anymore?
No.
No. What exists now?
Cat and crab.
Yep, so I changed that to cat. Please go check all your touchings.
Okay.
All right, to make sure that they're matching up with everything that you want. And then let me know.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, everyone, Scratch does not. One of the best things that you can do for yourself is actually two things: save frequently and often, as well as name all your sprites from the start. Okay. All right. Max, go ahead.
Something's kind of wrong. For me, when the ball hits the red things, nothing happens. It just keeps on bouncing.
It's hard to understand what you're saying.
For me, when the ball hits the red bars, it just keeps on bouncing.
What's the name of your red bars?
My red bar, it's part of my background.
That's what's incorrect. They're supposed to be made as sprites.
Oh, last time you said it has to be part of our background.
That was 2 games ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're on our 3rd game. That was, the 2nd game. We made a basic 2-player Pong, and then we restarted.
Okay, how do you delete something?
Use the scissors on the top of your screen. If you're referring to a sprite, if you're referring to code, pick it up and just hit your delete button. Highlight and hit your delete button.
How do I take off the background? Oh, I know how.
You have to go to your stage, to your backdrop, and edit it.
Okay. I'm trying to delete it and I can't.
You have to go in and edit it.
Wait, should I
under the,
just choose a new background?
excuse me?
Should I just choose a new background?
Yeah, you could do that. That's probably the easiest. And then
Okay.
then you could delete the other one.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. At this time, can you please raise your hand if you are finished? All right. Henry, Katie, Nathan, Taha, Zachary. I just got done talking to Max. He's still working. Marissa. Henry's finished. All right. Yes, Katie?
Can I share? Because my ball is going through the paddle, and I follow the exact same directions you put.
All right. Hold on 1 second. Yeah. Hello, Katie.
Hi, can you see it?
Yeah. What you did wrong is your stage. Your 2 pink bars should not be part of your stage. They should be separate sprites.
What?
Your 2 pink bars are not supposed to be part of your backdrop. They should be separate sprites.
Oh.
So what's happening is in your code, you are selecting your left paddle for your ball to hide when it touches it. And then on your third if statement, your right paddle is being chosen to hide when it touches it. Because
Okay.
that's what
Thank you.
So make sure you get that fixed, and then you'll be able to name it after those 2 sprites. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
And then the second thing, you see this when clicked point direction all by itself with the small little
Where?
forever loop? You can delete that. You don't need that because it's already part of this page. We
Okay.
add on to that, all right?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, let's start moving forward. All right, now we're going to add on to this code. All right, what we're going to do is make variables now. All right, and I'm going to show you how to do that first, and then I'll come back to this. All right, so how to make a variable. You will go to data, which is in orange, a very robust orange, I guess you would say. Click on make a variable. Now, in my code here, I named it right paddle score. So I'm going to do a right paddle score. And then you end it with all your code. Now, if I want to make another one, I can make another variable, because eventually I'm going to need left paddle score. And then you have double sets. Now, You can use either one, or let's say, since I made both of those, when I click on this down arrow, I have a right and left pedal. All right. So, and then I went with 2 scores. So what I want you to do first off is make your right and left paddle score. And now you already have a 4th if statement. I left it out for your left missing area, miss ball area. What I want you to go ahead is add to that right and left area the right paddle score to the right missed area, and then to the left, change the left missed area and add this code. If you understand, please raise your hands. All right. Thank you for raising your hands. Please begin and let me know once you're done. Marissa, you have your hand raised?
Yeah, like, I don't know, like, it's not anything about the variable or anything. Can you, like, share my screen or something so you can see what I'm talking about? I don't know if I did something wrong or not.
Can I wait till everyone else is done with this code? Because they already
Yeah.
started with this, and then I will look at your screen, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. I can, if you want to try to explain it in further detail right now, I can try to help with that.
Okay, so, there's, on the soccer ball, the code is supposed to be, like, the forever key up arrow press, then change Y by 10. It's where the hide in the show and the hide in the show, and the move 10 steps if on edge bounce. That's kind of what the code's supposed to be on the soccer ball.
Yeah, give or take, yes.
Yeah. Well, for some reason, it's this code on Sprite 1, and the soccer ball code is when green flag click, point in direction 90, show, forever. If touching Sprite 1, then point in direction 90. If touching Sprite 2, then point in direction 90. Move 10 steps if on edge bounce. Is that right or wrong?
Can you slow down and say that again?
Okay, when green flag clicks, point in direction 90, then show forever. If touching Sprite 1, then point in direction 90.
Time out. What is Sprite 1?
My Sprite 1 is my left paddle.
And what is Sprite 2?
My right paddle.
Okay, that's the confusion. You got those are backwards within the code, the way the code's set up. It shouldn't make a difference, but what's going to make the difference is the point and directions. Because the way this code's set up is that the right paddle will point in direction -90, so it goes back the other direction. And then the left paddle is for 90.
Okay, but that's the soccer ball code.
Yes.
So the soccer ball code is supposed to be what I just said?
Yes, that's the soccer ball code.
Okay, then what's the left paddle code supposed to be?
That is 2 if statements and forever for movement.
Is the left paddle supposed to be like when green flag clicked and there's a forever, if then key up arrow press, then change Y by 10?
Yeah, you have that, and then you should have another one for your left paddle that's just W and S instead of the up arrow and down arrow. And those should be on Y. On Y.
Okay, good. I thought I was like all messed up or something.
Oh no, you're fine.
And also for some reason, my right paddle is not showing. Like on the screen, I can only see the left paddle.
Did you move the? How far? Check your arrow keys.
I don't think I moved it. I don't see it though.
What you can do is go to the movement and just throw in real quick. Go to like X0, Y0 for that paddle that's missing, and then just hit click so it'll go to that spot to start off.
Say that again.
You see this go to X0, Y0, go get this block out of the movement and use it with that sprite, and it'll help make it go to that point where you want it so you can find it.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Anything else?
Wait, I don't even have that.
Marissa, look here, please. Whatever paddle you are missing, this is a shortcut for you to find it. You go to set this to 0, because as we know, our whole background, our whole program area is based off an XY axis. Where would 0, 0 be?
Like in the middle?
Yep, in the middle. So now, if for that sprite, that wherever I want it to go, for example, and then I'll just put it right before a flag. You see my crab moved right there? If my crab is so far gone out of the screen that I don't even know where it's at, all I got to do is this, and it goes right back and I can find it. And then once I found it, I can just delete this code and it doesn't matter anymore. Okay?
Yeah, so that might work.
Okay. That's saying you still have that sprite.
So it was go to X0, Y0?
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. All right. See here. Evan, you have your hand raised. You finished?
Almost. I just need to add the 2 orange tiles at the top, but I had my hand up because the meeting all of a sudden got muted, so I had to, and it wasn't responding, so I had to close it and reopen it. So I'm back, and then all of a sudden there's these variables, but I found out how to add them, so I forgot.
It's under data. Yeah, so you can just make a variable in the data.
I made them.
Okay, great job.
Okay.
Thank you, Evan. Yes, Henry? Finished?
I finished.
All right, very good.
I finished. Yep.
Yes, Max?
Are we ever going to do the thing where it is this for next time or this time? Are we going to do the thing where when the ball hits the red like sprites or whatever color you have for the marker where it is supposedly supposed to stop? Are we going to make it stop? Or is it not going to stop?
What we're setting this code up to do is to hide and restart each time, and it'll finally stop after a certain point of score. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mr. Taylor, did you mute me?
Oh, I guess I didn't. Sorry. No, I didn't. Katie, you have a question? Yes, Katie.
Set? What are you doing, Set? I was wondering, how do you make a score block?
Say that again, please.
How do you make the score block?
How do you make a score block?
Yeah. You know, the orange set writes paddle score.
Yeah, you just make another variable. Or you
How do you do that?
How'd you make your other two, is the question.
I haven't made them yet. I got stuck on somewhere, so
Go up to data and make variables.
Okay.
Okay.
What's the variable name?
Left paddle score, and the other one will be right paddle score.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. The next thing you're going to do is create a third variable called ball speed. All right. This is the last thing you're going to do this evening. Basically, you're making one more variable up here. All right. Look what you're going to change here. You're going to add a broadcast for entitled Game Begins. And then we're going to do a wait 2 seconds. And we're going to finish this code up. We'll continue this code on Wednesday. And then you're going to put another variable called set ball speed to 5. And now this is a ball speed variable. Then within the first if statement, we'll have the change ball speed by 1. So what's going to happen is that the ball speed is going to increase each time it comes out the paddle. So the game's going to get harder. Then change ball speed by 1 for the other. Then change right paddle score. We already did that. The second, we did change right paddle score. Now, with move ball speed steps, you'll just take it and drop it in after you delete the 10 steps. All right. So let's go ahead and do that. All right. And that will be the last thing we'll do this evening. Yes, Marissa.
Oh yeah, I have to go, but can you post the codes on Edmodo so I
Yes,
can get caught up because I'm like way behind.
okay, I'll do it tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, and also sorry for talking so much.
No, hey, you need help, you need help. That's the way I look at it. If I need help, I'm going to raise my hand too.
Anyway, thank you.
No problem. Have a great night. Hello, Henry. Yes, you're unmuted, Henry.
I was wondering if I could show you my screen because it's not really working.
Hold on once. I'd rather not right now because I want other people to get finished since we're running close to out of time.
Okay.
All right. And one of the other things I don't want you to stress about is that we're in the middle of some code changes. So, but what I would do is just double check that you have everything in the correct order. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Yes, Max.
Oh, I just had a question and I figured it out.
Okay, very good. All right. At this time, class is over. Henry, I will look at your code now. Thank you, everyone, for participating. Have a great night. I will post these slides up to this point on Edmodo. Okay. Once again, thank you for being part of Young Engineers today, and have a great evening. Bye-bye.